You're told to worry about what breaks on a Tesla, but nobody warns you about the opposite problem. You buy one, and things just refuse to die. And that's when your idea of what a reliable car is gets completely rewritten. Because when you look past the memes, the headlines, and the noise, you discover something shocking. There are parts on Teslas that simply don't fail. Not rarely, not occasionally, practically never. And when you understand why, you stop comparing EVs to gas cars because they're not even playing the same game. Stick around, because what you're about to see doesn't just change how you think about Tesla reliability, it changes how you think about the future of cars, period. And if you want to see where the industry is really heading before everyone else catches up, like and subscribe to Dravexa, because this conversation is just getting started. Let's begin with the thing that terrifies first-time Tesla buyers, the electric motors and drive units. You're told that if this fails, you're done. 5 figures, catastrophe, career-ending damage to your bank account. But here's the truth nobody prepares you for. You almost never see them fail. Not statistically, not practically. Because you've been conditioned by combustion engines your whole life. 200-plus moving parts, heat, friction, explosions every millisecond, thousands of opportunities for failure. Of course engines die. They're built to suffer. But in a Tesla, 17 moving parts. No sparks, no timing chain, no oil system, no combustion. It's ruthless simplicity. And in engineering, simplicity wins. That's why you see Teslas crossing 200,000, 300,000 miles on original motors, and they're still quiet, still clean, still smooth. This isn't luck, this is design philosophy. ICE cars were engineered to survive stress. Electric drive units are engineered to avoid it. And as more manufacturers pivot to EV platforms, you're going to see this same reliability gap open wider and wider. People won't be asking, will the motor last? Instead, they'll be asking, why did we ever tolerate engines wearing out in the first place? Now, let's talk about something you probably never think about until it costs you money: brakes. On a gasoline car, brakes are consumables. You expect to replace them. You budget for it. You live with it. But with Tesla, the rules change again, because most of the braking isn't done by the brakes. You lift your foot and the car drags electricity back into the battery like it's stealing energy from the road. Regenerative braking turns stopping into charging, and that means the brake pads, they barely work, sometimes 70–80% less than a normal car. So instead of swapping pads every 40,000 miles, you're seeing people push well past 100,000 before even thinking about replacement. And that's not hype. That's what happens when software and hardware are designed to cooperate, not compete. Here's the interesting part. As EV adoption rises, the automotive service industry is going to feel this. Less wear, fewer replacements, entire business models around routine maintenance, they're going to get pressured. That's the hidden economic side of EVs almost nobody talks about, but you'll see it unfold. And now we hit the big one, the fear that has stopped more potential EV buyers than anything else. The battery. The monster, the myth, the $15,000 nightmare waiting to happen. Except it isn't, because when you look at real numbers, not forum panic, you discover something different. Batteries don't just survive, they endure. Properly managed, they retain range far beyond what traditional car owners expect. 10–12% degradation after hundreds of thousands of miles isn't failure, it's stability. Why? Thermal management, chemistry, software intelligence. Tesla didn't just build a battery, they built an ecosystem that protects it, constantly maintained by code in the background while you live your life. And here's what nobody is talking about yet. As cell chemistry keeps improving, as LFP, 4680, and next-gen solid-state tech mature, today's Tesla battery longevity will look like version 1. Reliability will scale upward. Ownership anxiety will fade, and suddenly the EV lifespan debate disappears because the cars will simply outlast expectations. And you're only hearing part 1 of this story. The real question isn't do Teslas brake less, it's what happens when cars barely brake at all. What does that do to ownership, insurance, resale, entire automotive ecosystems. We're going deeper, much deeper. And if you want to stay ahead of where this industry is going, not where it's been, stay with me and keep watching. But here's the part nobody tells you. The battery doesn't take care of itself. You do. And if you treat it right, it doesn't just survive, it outlives the car wrapped around it. You don't baby it, you manage it. You don't live at superchargers. You don't park it at 100% like a trophy. You keep it in that smart zone, and suddenly you're looking at 300,000, 400,000, even 500,000 miles on a single battery pack. So the EV battery fear dissolves. The ticking bomb myth disappears, and the conversation shifts from "will it last" to "how long do you actually plan on keeping this thing?" And here's the bigger shift you're not being prepared for. When consumers realize EV batteries routinely outlast ownership cycles, the used EV market changes. Depreciation behaves differently. Total cost of ownership flips, and buyers start questioning why they spent decades accepting engines that age like milk instead of batteries that age like granite. This isn't hype, this is trajectory. If insight like this is helping you see the direction the industry is actually moving, like and subscribe to Dravexa, because now we go even deeper. Let's talk about something Tesla absolutely fumbled in the early days and then brutally perfected: the brain of the car. The touchscreen, the computer. On older Teslas, it was a weak point. Yellowing, failures, expensive replacements, classic growing pains. But from 2019 onward, different story. You're driving 100,000, 150,000 miles, and that screen is still sharp, still responsive, still relevant. Why? Because Tesla didn't just build a display, they built a living interface. It evolves, it learns, it updates while you sleep. Your car wakes up better than it was yesterday. That has never existed in traditional cars. And here's the future implication. When your car's brain improves over time, ownership psychology changes. You don't feel like your car is aging, you feel like it's evolving. Every update resets the clock a little. Competitors know this. That's why every serious automaker is scrambling to build software ecosystems, not just vehicles. Because whoever controls the interface controls the relationship with the driver. But the most shocking part of Teslas isn't hidden under software or wrapped in batteries. It's the thing you physically live inside every day. The structure, the frame, the literal bones of the car. You expect any car to loosen up with age. That's just car life, right? Not here. You see Teslas hammering past 200,000, 300,000 miles, and the chassis still feels sealed, still rigid, still planted. The doors still close with confidence. The body still behaves like it respects itself. This matters more than people realize, because structural integrity isn't just about comfort, it's about value, safety, longevity perception, engineering pride. And right now, Teslas are setting expectations that legacy automakers are going to have to chase hard. Yes, paint chips, yes, trim can annoy you, but the architecture, the skeleton, it's overbuilt on purpose. And when cars live longer structurally, the industry has to answer uncomfortable questions about planned obsolescence, manufacturing philosophy, and what premium actually means in the EV era. So here's where that leaves you. If you've been afraid that a Tesla is going to fall apart past 100,000 miles, it won't. If you've been conditioned to expect catastrophic aging, it doesn't happen the way you've been taught. The reality is simpler and more disruptive. Some of the most critical systems in these cars just refuse to quit. But this isn't really about Tesla. It's about the direction the industry is forced to move. More durable drivetrains, smarter batteries, cars that update instead of decay, structures that don't surrender to mileage. And if you're watching this, you're already ahead of the market. You're already thinking beyond headlines. You're seeing where ownership experience is heading before anyone else. So if you want to stay in that position, Informed, early, and ready for what's coming next, like and subscribe to Dravexa, because the future of cars isn't arriving someday, you're already driving toward it.